Oh yeah, so I think I got them frustrated. I think I finally got them to the point where they're so frustrated that they walk in looking at me shaking their head. Good. 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 Because I want them to feel frustrated every day. Every day they see me, they're gonna feel frustrated. Now look, as I walk by, he taking his keys, stringing his keys. Like I said, you better come in when I'm deep asleep. Because if I awake, you're not coming out of there alive. Remember that. Come in when I'm deep asleep, because if I wake up, you're not coming out of there alive. That's for sure. All right? Yeah. So yeah, you know, that's just like their belief system. They believe that because they engage in these activities against me, that I'm going to be silent. Well, keep believing. Just like how you keep believing in your Jesus and your God, right? And when your prayers don't come into fruition, what do you say? Oh, well, it's not meant to be. It's not God's will. Well, guess what? It's not God's will for me to be quiet. It's not God's will for me to stop exposing your crimes. That's not God's will. So keep praying. Keep praying. Keep praying. Not gonna work. Not gonna work. And they got the dykes. They see me, they push up. First of all, I don't hate gay people. I don't hate lesbian people. I don't hate bisexual people. I just know that there is an agenda against black people in America and across the world by these white liberals who have a very sick mind, and because of their culture, try to impose it on black people. And the reason why they are trying to impose it on black people is not for the benefit of black people, it's not for the betterment of black people, but it's for the destruction of black people. Okay, so that I have a problem with. All right, so there you go. You know, homosexuality has always been a part of their culture in a big way. And that's not to say there wasn't homosexuality in Africa, but in Europe, it was their lifestyle on a whole different level. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that is their history. That is, if you understand and you read about their history and their culture, you'll understand why. You know, for them, homosexuality, or having an army in which the men engage in homosexual behavior, was, they believe, gave them strength, gave them vitality, gave them rigor. Okay, so I understand that. So like I said, I don't knock people for being that way, but what they've done to us is, in our communities, or the community that we live in, is to create trauma-based programming in which a lot of us have become, you know, homosexuals and bisexuals and all this other stuff. All right, but it's based off of a trauma-based programming. You must understand that. It's based off of trauma. The vast majority of black people who are that way is because of trauma. Childhood trauma, abuse, and that's the reason why. Okay, and we don't understand. And again, because we don't understand technology, the development of weapons using microwave and radio wave frequency to manipulate our minds, you know, vast poverty, you know, alcoholism, drugs, all these things, you know, alters our mind, right, and affect us in negative ways. You know, you know, like I said, I truly understand. That's why, like I said, I don't really get too upset. And you know, I get upset, but yes, that's a human response, a human emotion. There's nothing wrong with that. But you know, understand, when you understand, you know, you can't really blame a people who have been subjugated to such brutal assaults, be it physically, financially, educationally, biologically, chemically, in every aspect, every facet. You know, so that's why I continue to do what I do. That's why I continue to expose it. That's why I continue to like I said, it's my purpose, and it will continue to be my purpose until the vast majority of us recognize and realize what's going on. Because to save our children, just like how they're doing things to save not to save their children, but to make sure that their children feel not hurt by the truth, of who their ancestors were and what they did. You know, these people are they're liars, and they will do whatever it is to cover up their lies. Just as how they feed us religion, lies, and they have to keep up with that lie. Okay? So when they talk about God is love, really? I'm like, your God is love, your Jehovah is love. Well, how did black people get the Bible? Right? Allah is love. Well, how did black people get to be Muslims? Right? It wasn't out of love. You know, stop reading this back. Well, look at the history. There are records that shows what the Arabs did to black people, particularly black men and black women too.